On to a story making major headlines in and around Israel. Prime Minister Netanyahu yesterday made the dramatic announcement that he intends to fire his Shin Bet chief, Ronen Bar. Now he's intelligence chief internally. Now the Prime Minister's statement following an urgent meeting with Bar, he cited a lack of trust between he and the intelligence chief, arguing that the distrust was grown over time. Now, in the history of the state of Israel, no Shin Bet director has ever been fired during their 5-year term, despite owning up to the failures of October 7th. Bar insisted in his own lengthy statement that the decision to fire him was unrelated to the failures surrounding the October 7th surprise, but rather due to quote-unquote personal issues. And that gained the attention of the Attorney General, herself a target of attacks from this government. She's now calling for a legal review before Bar can be dismissed, and it's unclear whether that will take place. That updates you on the latest. But with the honor of being joined right now by the former head of the Israeli Shin Bet security agency, Yaakov Peri. Thanks for being with us, Mr. Peri. Look, this has never happened. This has never happened before. I mentioned the firing. There have been a couple, I believe, directors who've resigned before the end of their 5-year term before, but
never. No
one who's been fired, midterm, despite, many dramatic chapters here in the country's history. So why, in your opinion, from what you're seeing, why is it happening now?
I don't know really the exact reason, but it seems to be that the Prime Minister is a kind of paranoia that the late directors of the Shabak are doing something to harm him. And he was affected by the interview that the late director Nadav Argaban gave to the Israeli television. And then he said that if Mr. Netanyahu will not obey the Israeli law, he will open his mouth and tell secrets that he was when he was the head of the Shabak. So I think Mr. Netanyahu is in a kind of paranoia, and he wants to finish Ronen Bar's duty. And nobody knows really what are the reasons.
The Attorney General, yes, go ahead.
The Attorney General at the High Court will say probably that it's not a legal step, but as far as I know, Ronen Bar will go home after the government will decide to fire him.
Look, in the Prime Minister's statement, he was very clear that this is about a breakdown of trust, and that's a critical component here between a Prime Minister and the head of the Shin Bet internal security. Right. That trust is integral. From your experience, and I would say Bar in his statement sort of rebuked that, saying, no, it's not about trust. I'm a professional here. This is not about a personal relationship. From your experience, how important is that element between the Premier and the head of the Shin Bet?
Because it's most important. It's very important. But I am not sure that that's the real reason that Mr. Netanyahu wants to fire Ronen Bar. I think that he thinks that there is a plot against him, and he wants to get rid of all the people who were involved in the 7th October, the army, the Shin Bet, the intelligence guys, and then he will not be blamed as he should be for the 7th October attack.
Yeah, this certainly comes right as this is what's in the air right now, the prospect of state commissions of inquiry into who's to take the fall here for October 7th, or who's really responsible. Look, on the immediate, are you concerned for the immediate fallout of such a move of removing the Shin Bet chief?
I'm very concerned for the democratic way of life of Israel. It's very, very dangerous. And I hope that I'm wrong.
Yaakov Peri, former head of the Shin Bet, member of Knesset of the Parliament here, many other jobs. Thanks for being with us. Thank you for your service to the country.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.